Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Chad, better known as Mesotron81 in the gaming community. What I'm hoping to bring to you, type of content for this channel, is centered around Madden specifically. I've been a big sports gamer my whole life, especially football. I love Madden. I've been playing Madden since Madden 2005, all the way back on the Nintendo GameCube. I played football. I love watching football. Huge Lions fan, as you can see. Calvin Johnson poster behind me, wearing the Lions hat. Detroit sports fan in general. I know you see the Red Wings stuff back there too, and we got Pistons and Tigers stuff laying around here as well. Um, but Madden's a game that I take pride in. I enjoy it. I play it year round. It's a game I consider myself above average in. By no means am I going to sell myself as a pro, but I do think I have enough knowledge in the game, win enough in the game to at least be able to bring some content, some tricks, tips, plays that work better in certain Maddens than others. So that's what I kind of want to do with this channel is create Madden content. I stream on my free time. I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Mesotron81. On Facebook, I stream Mesotron81 Gaming. So hopefully you like the content where at some point you like to subscribe to this channel or want to follow my streaming channels. Either way, support is always appreciated. But getting back, Madden is something I enjoy. It's something I think I can help bring more enjoyment to others who play the game with some tips and stuff like that, and just talking Madden in general. That's kind of what I want to treat this channel as, is just a place to talk Madden, whether it be adjustments the game needs, things you'd like to see added to the game, things that you want to see the developers focus more on, and just things we can talk Madden about. Every now and then I might post some other sports stuff. I play MLB The Show quite often, Diamond Dynasty, EASHL on NHL games, but primarily I'm focused on Madden. Like I said, it's something I get enjoyment out of. It's a game I play year round. It's one, if not my favorite game to play. So without further ado, we'll get into this video, which is centered around the cover athlete for Madden 23. Of course, we do not have the official announcement yet. That official announcement probably won't come to the middle of June when EA releases its first trailer for the game. At that time, they'll likely announce the cover athlete as well. In 2020, the trailer was released on June 16th of that year. In 2021, it was June 17th, so we can probably narrow it down. There's no official date for the release. We'll probably get that in the coming weeks, but we can expect middle of June, June 16th, 17th, 18th, somewhere in there, we're going to get that trailer. So without further ado, let's talk about who I think, in my opinion, are the top 5 most likely athletes in the NFL to become the cover athlete of Madden 23. Number 5, starting from the top, bottom of my list going up to the top. I think Aaron Rodgers is he's a good candidate for this. Obviously, back-to-back MVPs now. One of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. One of the best quarterbacks to probably ever play in the NFL. Obviously, the postseason success has not been there as of late. Losing seems to be, if not in the divisional round, they're not making it in the NFC Championship. Losing to San Francisco this past year, not able to score much offensively. So Aaron Rodgers has definitely had his struggles in the postseason, but regular season he's been fantastic. Like I said, back-to-back MVPs. He is yet to be on the cover of Madden, but as one of the best quarterbacks in this generation and likely one of the best quarterbacks of all time, as he stares into my soul in this graphic I chose, I do think Aaron Rodgers is a top 5 candidate for Madden, the cover of Madden 23. Moving forward, another quarterback on my list, Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals. Obviously, he won Comeback Player of the Year, took his team, put Cincinnati on his shoulders, and took them to the Super Bowl. Obviously, finished runner-up to the Rams. But Joe Burrow had a hell of a season. He's a lot of fun to watch on the football field, a ton of fun to use in Madden. But winning Comeback Player of the Year after tearing his ACL in 2020 in his rookie, or 2021, no, 2020, sorry. In his rookie season, the Bengals kind of fixed up the roster a little bit, got him a little bit better of an O-line, really addressed that again this offseason, so hopefully he comes back even stronger in 22. But Joe Burrow has cemented himself in the NFL as one of the best young up and coming quarterbacks. Wouldn't even call him up and coming. He's already there. He's got his team to a Super Bowl. Was close to winning it. Joe Burrow is here and he's going to be here for the long haul. So if he doesn't get it this year, I expect he will be on the cover of Madden sooner rather than later. But Joe Burrow is fourth on my list of top 5 likely athletes to get the cover of Madden 23. Third on my list is running back Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts. Taylor had a stellar year this past season, just dominating on the ground. He was an X factor. I know Derrick Henry got hurt, so the big rushing title that was going back and forth between the two kind of got muckied up just because Henry missed a lot of time, obviously, so he fell out of that race. But nonetheless, Jonathan Taylor rushed for 1,811 yards last season, 18 touchdowns, just fantastic production from an Indianapolis Colts team that really underachieved, and honestly would have probably been even worse if Jonathan Taylor was not on that team. Very valuable to the Colts. I think he had a very good argument to win MVP this past season. Obviously, like I said before, Aaron Rodgers ended up with that. But Jonathan Taylor meant the world to his team, killed it statistically on the ground, and I would not be surprised, again, another young athlete, if he were to end up on the cover of Madden 23. Kind of like with Joe Burrow, if he doesn't end up on the cover of this Madden, I would not be surprised if he is on a cover of a future Madden title in the near future in the next couple of years, because he is one of the top 3 running backs in football, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. So his future is very bright, and that's why he is third on my list to become the cover athlete of Madden 23. Second is someone close to my heart in the Detroit sports world, and that's Matt Stafford. Boy, I knew he had to be traded last season because the Lions were just at that fork in the road where they definitely had to start a rebuild. And I was happy for his success this year, and that's a big reason why I think he is definitely in the conversation to be the cover athlete of Madden 23. Went out and won the Super Bowl in his first year away from Detroit. Proving that if you get some competent coaching, management, players, defense, running game around you, most things he never got in Detroit or never had consistently. He was able to take the Rams to the Super Bowl, defeated Tom Brady in the playoffs. Very remarkable year for Matt Stafford. He killed it statistically, and there's not much you can say. Very successful season. Went away from Detroit, was able to get it done, win the Super Bowl in his first year in LA. And I think if you're a Super Bowl winning quarterback, had a hell of a season, I think that automatically puts you in the running to be that upcoming year's Madden cover athlete. We've seen it in the past, and I think there's a good chance this could happen now. But my number one player for the cover of Madden 23 is another Ram, and that's Cooper Kupp. Obviously had one of the best seasons as a receiver in the NFL. He came second all-time, falling short to Calvin Johnson's single-season receiving record. He finished the year with 145 catches, 1,947 yards, and 16 touchdowns. Him and Matt Stafford were basically unstoppable as a duo, and it reminded me a lot of the Calvin Johnson year back in 2012 when Stafford also threw to Calvin the year Calvin broke the record. So obviously one more game in the season this past year that Kupp had to close in on that record, came up about, I think, 20 or 30 yards short roughly. But again, nothing to take away. Hell of a season. He was Super Bowl MVP. Did a lot of damage in the Super Bowl. Big reason why they won, obviously, getting that MVP award. I think Cooper Kupp makes the most sense for the cover athlete this year. Great season. Rams won the Super Bowl. Big reason why. And again, had the best receiving season in the NFL last year, and it was really the second best season of all time if you're going off the receiving yards record. He was up there in receptions and touchdowns. So, with that said, Cooper Kupp first on my list, Matt Stafford second, Jonathan Taylor third, Joe Burrow fourth, and Aaron Rodgers fifth. I think all very capable athletes. And I do want to throw out one or two guys that are honorable mentions. The first one was Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. receiver in the league for 2 years. Has the most receiving yards of any receiver in the league through 2 years of playing. I think he's definitely an honorable mention as one, if not the best receiver in the NFL right now. Another guy I thought of, but not quite there yet. And I go back and forth on this, right? Because tight end is not a popular position of per se for like athletes. And I know Gronk was on it a few years ago, and Gronk is awesome. But Mark Andrews, and the only reason I say Mark Andrews is because he was the sole passing option of the Ravens offense this past year, and he dominated, whether it was Lamar Jackson in there, and it's a run-heavy offense. And he's a dominant player, and I think Mark Andrews would be a nice dark horse just because of the production he gets in a run-first offense. He scores touchdowns. He was sixth in the league in receiving yards as a tight end, first for tight ends with 1,361 yards, 9 touchdowns on 107 receptions. So likely not going to happen, but I wanted to throw out as a dark horse just because, hey, it's always fun to find a guy that's not likely to happen but could. You know, we look back at past cover athletes and think, you know, how did Peyton Hillis end up on the cover? Obviously, back then there was fan voting for a couple of Madden covers. Not the case anymore, at least currently. So I don't expect that to happen. But yeah, those are my 2 dark horses, my top 5, obviously. But I would be not smart, you know, not to mention, and I think this will happen with like the Legend Edition. Obviously, there's always 3 copies of Madden. There's the normal, the deluxe, and like the super deluxe. And I think the Legend version or super deluxe version will feature this man back on the cover of Madden for the first time in a long time. John Madden obviously passed away earlier this past year, and you know, such an icon. Obviously, the game is named after him, but iconic coach of the Raiders way back in the day, legendary broadcaster, and I think Madden obviously will have some sort of pay some sort of respect. Put him on the cover of the Legendary Edition. He might be on the cover of all 3, but I expect him to at least be on the cover of the Legendary Edition. They might give one of the players the regular version of Madden. And we'll see what happens, but I would love to see something where they have John Madden on the cover and maybe they rope in all the past cover athletes and kind of spot them in the background, like see Kelvin, see Gronk, OBJ, Tom, Brady, Mahomes. You can do Mahomes twice since he's been on twice, Lamar, and just, you know, Ray Lewis. Just throw all those past cover athletes in the background, have John Madden centered on the cover, something like that. It'd be awesome to see. Obviously, pay respects to the legend. The guy whose name is the brand, and that'd be awesome in my opinion. I think that'd be a great way to honor him, and I think that's where it's got to go. So, you know, if you enjoyed this video, obviously in the comments you can leave who you think would be best suited for the cover of Madden 23. Again, middle of June is when we're likely going to get that announcement, as well as a trailer for the new game. In terms of this channel, I'll have another video coming in the next week or 2. We're going to talk about things we'd like to see in the next Madden that weren't quite right in Madden 22, whether it was a feature of the game that wasn't there or whether it was something that needs tuning, was like OP, like Escape Artist. I think that definitely needs to be neutralized a little bit. But we're going to talk about top 5 or top 10 needs or wants for the next Madden 23. But yes, so if you like what you saw, subscribe to the channel, Mesotron81 on YouTube. Obviously you're watching, so go ahead and hit the like or subscribe button. The support is appreciated. We'll also be highlighting gameplay, stream highlights. I do play with a couple buddies of mine. We're one of the top team play units in Madden 22. We were glad they brought that back with reg rosters. And again, if you're interested in checking out my streams, I'll put the links in the description. Twitch.tv/Mesotron81 on Twitch, and then search on Facebook, Mesotron81 Gaming. I appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, appreciate the support. I look forward to more videos with you guys, interactions, and all that. Again, comment who you think would be the best cover athlete for Madden 23. If it's someone I didn't mention, throw them in the comments. It'll be fun to discuss. So appreciate the support as always, guys. We'll talk soon.